Welcome, Capricorn, to the month of July 2018. I'm Megan of North Star Astrology, and this is another general transits reading for those of you born with your sun, moon, and or rising signs in the 10th sign of Capricorn, the mountain, and or sea goat. And you rule this uppermost house of career and ego and reputation. The 10th house. Now, let's get right to it. On July 1st, Venus, having gone into the sign of Leo in your 8th house, now opposes the moon in Aquarius in your 2nd house of money and what you value. And this 180-degree opposition gives you, as I like to say, that point of awareness between what you emotionally identify and or connect and what you value versus the love of and awareness of other people's values and or resources and the acknowledgement of them and how you can, in general, appreciate those that give you what you need when you need it. Now, on July 4th, happy 4th of July, by the way, Independence Day, Pluto, also in your 1st house, along with your ruling planet Saturn, in your sign of Capricorn, sextiles or makes a 60-degree aspect or energy orb to your 3rd house of communications. So now the moon gives you, the moon in Pisces gives you the emotional connection to and through what you can transform and or aspire to with yourself and body. So this is a very positive aspect between the emotions and the outer planet of Pluto and how you can manifest the two, between how you express yourself. Maybe you're creating something new about yourself and reinventing or redesigning yourself. Pardon the sirens. I apologize for the sirens in the distance. Anyway, this is when you can reinvent yourself through communications. Or and I wanted to mention what I was trying to think of saying was body language. How you emotionally project yourself in a most pleasant way. In other words, how should I put it? Law-abiding or you you positively exude responsibility, a responsible, hardworking individual. That's what that sextile shows. And it's not like, oh, look at me. No, it's just a very pleasant sense of what you are able to transform through the moon sextile Pluto. Then, the last quarter moon in Aries, in your 4th house of the home, trines, and that's at 14 degrees Aries, 13 minutes. Venus trines the moon. So Venus in Leo over here in your 8th house. So from the 8th house to the 4th house, the last quarter moon harmoniously trines Venus and vice versa. And so what I said before is that you can garner other people's resources for those last moment home improvement projects and what you value within your home from a very harmonious standpoint. Making things concrete, in other words. Then, on July 9th, when the moon goes into your 5th house of romance and creativity into Taurus, it then squares Venus. So now maybe there is a bit of a challenge and or overindulgence with other people's resources within the realm of romance and creativity, something to do with an overindulgence. However, since you're a Capricorn, you most likely won't do that sort of thing, as you know that is against your reputable values. And whatever it might be, just watch out for July 9th. Then on July 10th, Venus leaves Leo and enters the sign of Virgo, your sister sign, Earth's mutable Earth sign, in your 9th house of law and higher learning. And if you're so spiritually inclined, this is also the house of the higher mind, versus what was going on over here with your conscious mind. And after this first planetary ingress, we then have the moon going into your 6th house of work and health in Gemini and squaring Neptune in your 3rd house in Pisces. Now again, here's another testy or test on your path. And with the moon in the 6th house, there can be a bit of a delicate health matter and or work getting you down, maybe a little overworked, and squaring or creating this impetus toward the spiritual planet of Neptune in your 3rd house of communications. There may very well be some kind of or possibly some kind of psychic proclivities to what you're tapping into concerning something in your workplace. Then on July 13th, the new moon happens. Oh, the new moon occurs in your 7th house, in your opposite sun sign, Cancer. So having this new moon in Cancer joining along with the sun in Cancer will give you some kind of new approaches to dealing with others, significant others, relationships or business associates, and the partial solar eclipse happens at this time, and that's the glyph for it. Looks like a little bit of like a little teeny time bomb. And with this newness happening, you can and I guess, well, this isn't really aspected. For some reason, I didn't see that, but nor is Pluto at this time. However, toward the end of the month it is, though. So with this new moon, that's when the partial solar eclipse occurs, and so you can start new relationships or something new within an existing relationship. Then the moon goes into your 8th house and conjuncts Mercury. So moon goes into Leo and conjuncts Mercury in Leo. And how I see this conjunction is much like having Pluto in the 1st house, as it already is right now for you in your sign. There's an awesome intensity or close connection between your emotions and your mind in the 8th house of others' resources, or also the passion house. So maybe you're able to speak sweet nothings to your partner. Then on July 17th? Yeah, July 17th, the moon goes into your 9th house, into Virgo, and makes a 60-degree aspect, pleasant aspect to the sun. And with this, you can emotionally have pleasant interactions with your significant relationships overseas, perhaps, like on a vacation. This is a perfect time of year to be taking a vacation. Then, when the moon goes into your naturally residing 10th house of career, it then squares the sun And now you have even more of an ability to, or drive, or impetus, as I like to say, to emotionally serve others in your career, or with and through and along with your business associates. This is what this is showing. Something to do with others and your career, happening on July 19th, which is also when there is a first quarter moon happening at 27 degrees Libra, 5 minutes. And so, with this first quarter moon phase, your soul's purpose can possibly manifest through, or how you identify or relate to others and through others, with your starting out from the energies still emanating from the new moon. Something happens where you can take first steps to doing something that is in a very balanced way toward your career focus. Then, on July 22nd, the Sun leaves Cancer and enters Leo, and now you have even more of a magnanimous ability to ability to garner others' support. Then on July 24th, hang on. Mercury in the 9th house, Mercury in Virgo. Well, I guess that would make sense, because, see, Earth, and you're an Earth sign. Virgo's an Earth sign, you're an Earth sign. July 24th, it is said that Mercury now harmoniously trines the moon in your first house of the self and body. So now you're communicating with perhaps some sort of online company in a very harmonious way, breaking ground or making new deals. And that's when the moon also conjuncts Pluto in your sign of Capricorn in your first house. Well, that's 2 days later, July 26th. Okay, so now you have this, 2 days later, you have this conjunction between the moon and Pluto. And then there becomes a full moon in Aquarius in your second house at 4 degrees Aquarius, 45 minutes, as well as a total lunar eclipse. And it's symbolized by a barbell in the ephemeris. And I created this out of felt. Like everything, there is always the good with the bad, and on the last day of the month, July 29th, wait. Oh, Mercury never made a... Oh boy. My bad. There was a little bit of a mix-up. But there is going to be more need for awareness as the day before that total lunar eclipse, Mercury goes retrograde until August 19th when it goes direct. But however, with this opposition to Mercury retrograde to the full moon, along with the total lunar eclipse, you now have even greater awareness, or should have greater awareness, and be mindful and careful. Beware and watch out for any documents that you may be signing from others' resources, as in something contractual. Okay? And with that, Capricorn, I want to thank you for putting up with and watching my handmade creation. Have a happy 4th of July. I hope you enjoyed this reading, even though I have a few flub ups. Feel free to like, give me a thumbs up, comment down below. Feel free to subscribe, and thank you for looking up upon the North Star. And until next month in August, have a fabulous 4th of July. Bye.